How does a smiling substitute teacher earning barely $40 a day end up facing 41 felonies that read like the internet's darkest chat log? Brittany Fortonberry, mother of two, allegedly slipped from math worksheets to mass strip poles, psychedelic candy, and a husband who threatened a 13-year-old into silence. Tonight we rewind every DM, decode every courtroom twist, and ask the question still haunting Indiana school halls. Were the red flags invisible, or did everyone just look away? Stay till the end. The seventh victim changes everything you think you know about classroom safety. Welcome back to the Criminal Minds. On an ordinary Wednesday night in August 2024, 8th grader Logan Asterisk was scrolling through Snapchat after soccer practice when new notification chimed. Britt Fortin, 24, added you as a friend. He recognized the username instantly. Miss Fortonberry had subbed 2 periods of social studies that morning, cracking jokes about Napoleon's height and promising gummy bear prizes for perfect quizzes. Accepting felt harmless. Minutes later, a Bitmoji popped up with a wink. Then came the message that made Logan hesitate. Gym selfies, don't judge. 3 photos followed. Workout leggings, sports bra, streak of perspiration. Harmless? Maybe, except the final snap contained a half-hidden caption. Bet you're not brave enough to answer back. Logan screen captured the image on impulse, and Snapchat promptly warned the sender. 2 seconds later, another line appeared. Cheeky, keep that pic safe for me. Logan's mom, Maddie, noticed her son's shifting mood at dinner. When he finally surrendered his phone the next morning, her face drained. She marched the device to the guidance office before first bell. School administrators gathered, brows furrowed, as they scrolled through the late-night exchange. District policy demanded an immediate report to both IT security and the county sheriff. Fortonberry was called to the principal's office 3rd period. According to the incident log, she appeared visibly startled, offered that her account must have been hacked, and asked for a bathroom break she never returned from. By noon, she had sent an all-staff email. Effective immediately, I resigned my position due to unforeseen family obligations. Thank you for the opportunity to work with such inspiring students. The exit looked swift, decisive, perhaps even responsible. But quitting didn't close the loop. It pried it wide open. IT pulled server records and found evidence that Ms. Fortonberry had accessed student rosters from her district Chromebook outside school hours more than 30 times in the past month. Each download correlated with new Snapchat friend requests sent between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. Parents of 2 additional boys stepped forward. One kid had received a Pokemon meme stamp with Ms. Fortonberry's face. The other, a late-night audio note praising his jawline glow-up. In isolation, the contacts felt weird, but not criminal. Together, they painted the outline of a grooming schematic. Polite curiosity followed by personal praise, escalating intimacy, then digital breadcrumbs that couldn't be traced back to school email. Sheriff's deputies secured a warrant for Brittany's phone the same afternoon. Court paperwork later revealed that investigators located the device powered down in a bathroom trash can at a roadside gas station. SIM card missing. The attempt at self-destruction backfired. State forensic labs can extract fragments even from half-formatted memories. Within 48 hours, technicians recovered thumbnails of images never fully deleted and chat logs marked by flame emojis and time-sensitive timers. Some included playful requests for progress pics. Others asked for shirtless flexes, and one carried a darkly playful dare. Get ready for extra credit. Password is Scream Mask. By the end of the week, the school district issued a bland press release about a substitute no longer affiliated with us. But local parents were already storm posting in Facebook groups. PDA threads filled with speculation. Was Brittany just lonely? Could the snaps be clever deepfakes? The rumor mill hummed louder than the first period bell. And so the dominoes lined up, one questionable selfie, one courageous screenshot, and a resignation letter that felt less like an exit and more like confession. What no one yet realized was that Logan's screenshot would be the first pixel in a mosaic of evidence linking a beloved sub to a pattern of sexual manipulation stretching back 6 months and spanning at least 3 counties. But the quit letter only uncorked the evidence vault, and the next discovery proved this DM was just the tip of a digital iceberg. The county forensic team's first full phone extraction unveiled an album titled After Hours. Inside were 53 videos and 112 photos cataloged over 92 nights. Most telling was a recurring motif. Brittany, face half hidden behind a knockoff Ghostface mask, dancing around a portable stripper pole anchored to a bedroom ceiling stud. In early clips, she wore leggings. By mid-series, she wore nothing at all except knee socks and a smiley face sticker over the phone's front camera. Evidence her young audience might have seen the performance live. File metadata traced uploads to 2 distinct Wi-Fi networks. Her rural home and a Motel 6 3 exits from the high school. The video's audio tracks revealed cheap pop remixes, with occasional off-camera male laughter detectives later matched to a teacher's lounge recording of Brittany's husband, Nicholas. But the more chilling discovery sat not in visuals, but in captions. Snaps bore flirty lines delivered in teacher vernacular. Pop quiz. Can you keep a secret? Detention reward if you dare. Some included explicit instructions for saving pictures in my eyes only. Snapchat's password-locked vault feature. Proof she believed the boys knew how to hide evidence from parents. Investigators plotted each media file against the school calendar. Spikes in activity coincided with pep rally days, exam review sessions, and one field trip Friday when Brittany chaperoned a bus ride back from an aquarium. Several victims later recalled her sidling down the aisle, whispering about a bonus study guide she'd DM'd that night. When deputies presented the findings to the county prosecutor, the room fell silent. 8 victims seemed clear, but Cloud Backup demanded deeper dive. iCloud can store recently deleted folders for up to 30 days, and Brittany's account overflowed with thumbnails of still undiscovered clips. Search warrants ballooned to Google, Dropbox, and Facebook Messenger. Each subpoena returned fresh horrors, screen recordings of video chat workouts, voice memos rated PG-13, and one chilling text. When the mask comes off, the real lesson begins. The timeline told a story of progression. Early content flirted on the edge of acceptability. Later files plowed through statutory lines with brazen confidence. A pattern typical of serial groomers emerged. Grooming is rarely an instant leap. It's a staircase built of playful winks, private jokes, secret language, and escalating body exposure. Brittany's digital trail mapped that staircase step by step. Parents demanded answers at an emergency school board meeting. The superintendent, sweating under fluorescent lights, promised a full review of substitute hiring protocols. But while administrators drafted new background check policies, detectives were already chasing a rumor scarier than any mask: psychedelics and hush money gifts. Each new file pointed to a grooming method that got even darker off-screen, and investigators were about to learn just how far Brittany's lessons really went. On December 8th, 2024, 72-year-old Clara Hernandez stepped into Morgan County Sheriff's lobby clutching a spiral notebook. Her grandson Ethan had confessed a secret that left her trembling. Miss Fortonberry gave me weird chocolate that made the room warp. Clara flipped the notebook open and pointed to Ethan's shaky account of a sleepover at Brittany's farmhouse, complete with lists of cool gear she'd bought him. Limited edition sneakers, wireless earbuds, and a hoodie plastered with anime graphics. Detectives had heard whispers of gift bags before, but psychoactive candy ramped the investigation into felony territory for supplying controlled substances to minors. Ethan's interview revealed Brittany's grooming script in crisp detail. Validation stage, constant compliments, emoji-heavy chats, late-night vent sessions where she framed herself as the only adult who really gets you. Secret keeper stage, small rule breaks, skip study hall and grab boba with me. Then bigger ones, lying to parents about tutoring. Each step tested obedience. Escalation stage, explicit images, requests for reciprocal photos, promises of athletic gear in exchange for silence. Control stage, leveraging shame, telling boys no one will believe them, or threatening self-harm if they ghosted her chats. Ethan named 4 other boys from the wrestling team who allegedly received similar movie night invitations. Within a week, detectives documented 5 new victims. Each pointed to perks: Amazon gift cards, gas money, even used PS4. For spelled-out experiences of Brittany offering mushroom-infused brownies, she jokingly called research snacks, claiming they'd expand creativity. A forensic toxicologist later explained that microdosing psychedelics can blur memory, exactly the state a manipulator exploits for plausible deniability. Victims describe hazy scenes, half-remembered laughter, fuzzy boundaries between tickling, massaging, and explicit acts. Yet, Brittany wasn't working alone. Interview notes reference the presence of her husband, Nicholas, lingering in doorways, handing out sodas, occasionally stepping into frame during video calls. Some boys recalled him jokingly calling Brittany Coach B while she wore gym shorts and a mask. At first, police thought the husband's role passive. That assumption shattered when distraught grandmother dialed 911 after a furious parking lot confrontation. Then investigators got a call from someone closer to Brittany than any student, and the case gained its second defendant. March 2nd, 2025. 13-year-old Caleb Asterisk was leaving basketball practice when a bearded man in a gray Ford Ranger rolled alongside the sidewalk. According to Caleb's statement, the driver leaned out and hissed, "Touch my wife again and you won't live to see 16. Caleb recognized the glare. Nicholas Fortonberry, the sub's husband. Security cameras captured the truck's plates. Within hours, deputies arrested Nicholas on charges of intimidation and failure to report child abuse. Court affidavits alleged he'd seen Brittany's inappropriate snaps months earlier and warned her, "Don't get caught." His phone held messages where Brittany bragged, "Kid said he'd run laps around you. I told him, Coach Nick's stronger than he looks." Nicholas replied with laughing emojis, then wrote, "As long as bills get paid, whatever." Prosecutors sense leverage. Spousal privilege might crumble under a joint crime exception. Nicholas's attorney scrambled to negotiate. His client would testify in exchange for reduced charges. But Brittany's lawyers argued the intimidation incident stemmed from jealousy, not partnership. Therefore, privilege stood. Judge Denise Upton scheduled a hearing to decide whether the couple's pillow talk could be dragged into open court. By now, Brittany faced 19 charges, but sat in county jail because her $150,000 bond was far beyond reach. To complicate matters, Synchrony Bank quietly filed a $2,125 civil suit for defaulted credit card debt, hinting that money from those mall shopping trips was never fully repaid. Social media predictably lit up. Half the town labeled Nicholas a cowardly accomplice. The other half painted him as a duped husband defending marriage. What no one predicted was how quickly the charge list against Brittany would double, thanks to evidence no one thought to look for inside her own home. If Nick talks, prosecutors gain a secret weapon. Yet while legal chess unfolded, the indictment avalanche was only gathering steam. On May 19th, Child Services investigator Anna Ruiz interviewed a small boy wearing Spider-Man pajamas at the county's brightly painted Child Advocacy Center. The 7-year-old, Brittany's own son, first spoke about video games. Then he whispered a story about Mommy's shower game involving gummy bears and private touches. He mentioned Brittany's promise to do it again when you're older. Ruiz's notes triggered an immediate expansion of the case file. 3 days later, the county prosecutor amended the charging information from 19 counts to 41, adding incest with a minor under 12, a Class 1 felony carrying 20 to 40 years by itself. A judge agreed the new allegations made Brittany's original bond obsolete and ordered her held without bail pending trial. Reporters swarmed the courthouse steps. Lead prosecutor Jared Vaughn confirmed the 7th child was indeed related to Brittany, but protected statute prevented further detail. That single revelation reframed public perception. This was no longer a predatory teacher seducing anonymous students. It was potential abuse inside her own family, a horror many consider the ultimate betrayal. Public defenders whispered about a possible insanity plea. Private attorneys discussed splitting the indictment. Keep teen victim counts separate from family counts to avoid juror prejudice. Brittany's legal team opted for a multi-pronged defense, question digital evidence chains, argue postpartum depression exacerbated by psychedelic misuse, and suggest husband Nicholas orchestrated mass videos for OnlyFans revenue without Brittany's full consent. Prosecutors scoffed. No subscription transactions surfaced. Facing life in prison, Brittany's lawyers previewed a move rarely granted, a motion to suppress the 7-year-old's forensic interview on grounds of suggestibility. But child advocacy interviews follow strict protocols with video recordings, making suppression unlikely. Still, Her attorneys clung to any lifeline because one more detail gave the state even greater leverage: Brittany's crumbling finances. Synchrony Bank's tiny civil lawsuit of $2,125 plus fees seemed insignificant next to 41 felonies. Yet prosecutors knew unpaid debts could squeeze a defendant. If Brittany pleaded guilty, the state could wrap restitution, civil judgments, and future therapy costs for victims into one global settlement. Defense lawyers painted the debt as proof of Brittany's fragile mental state. Juggling motherhood, low teaching wages, and credit card stress could foster escapism that spiraled into drug use and grooming fantasy. They commissioned a psychiatrist who diagnosed severe depressive disorder with dissociative episodes, possibly worsened by microdosing mushrooms. The aim: craft a narrative where Brittany was more sick than sinister. Prosecutors prepare rebuttal experts, arguing intentional planning is incompatible with dissociation. They pointed to neat password management. Britt Fortin, 24, used 15 character strings, scheduled motel check-ins under fake loyalty accounts, and hidden gift receipt emails, all strong markers of deliberate concealment. Meanwhile, Nicholas's defense counsel pivoted. They acknowledged intimidation but argued no knowledge of child abuse. He thought Brittany's risque content catered to adult subscribers. Prosecutors pounced on the contradiction. If Nick believed the footage adult-oriented, why threaten a teen? The stage was set for pre-trial fireworks. But everything hinged on whether the juvenile witnesses could withstand the pressure of testifying. Any defense strategy collapses if the child witnesses speak clearly, yet putting kids on the stand creates its own legal minefield. Indiana courts walk a tightrope when minors testify in abuse cases. The Sixth Amendment grants defendants the right to face accusers, but repeated trauma can corrode memory and health. Judge Upton weighed for protective measures. Closed gallery. Only court personnel, jury, and immediate family present during explicit testimony. Support animals. Certified therapy dogs at the witness box to reduce anxiety. Live video link. Child testifies from a separate room with two-way camera, sparing face-to-face confrontation. Question filtering. Lawyers submit cross-examination questions in writing for the judge to rephrase, avoiding bullying. Defense objected to each, claiming any limit violated confrontation rights. Yet Indiana precedent, especially State VML 2019, allows such protections if compelling trauma is proven. Psychologists documented nightmares, flashbacks, and plummeting grades among the 7 victims. Judge Upton signaled she'd allow at least closed-door testimony. Legal pundits predicted Nicholas might flip to avoid jail, agreeing to testify that Brittany orchestrated everything. Plea talks reportedly floated a 25-year cap for Brittany if she admitted guilt before the child witnesses braved the stand. Brittany refused. She still believed some parents exaggerated to chase civil damages. With trial looming, both sides tallied their chips. Prosecutors held digital forensics, victim statements, and an intimidated witness. Defense clung to mental health angles, evidentiary chain snags, and potential jury fatigue from hearing 41 counts. So what numbers are at stake if the jury books Brittany's one-way ticket to state prison? The answer is staggering. Indiana's sentence grid is merciless for child sex crimes. Class 1 felony, incest under 12, 20 to 40 years, advisory 30. Class 1 felony, child molestation, 20 to 40 years per count. Class 3 felony, sexual misconduct with a minor, 3 to 16 years. Class 4 felony, child solicitation, intimidation, 2 to 8 years. Stacking even a fraction of Brittany's top charges easily tops 100 years, effectively a natural life term before parole eligibility at age 75. Nicholas's intimidation charge carries 1 to 6 years. Failure to report adds up to 2. But if prosecutors tie him to distribution of explicit material, he could jump into Class 3 territory with 16-year potential. Beyond prison, eminent school district braces for lawsuits alleging negligent hiring. The Indiana General Assembly already drafted Fortonberry bills mandating real-time monitoring of substitute social media use and random background rechecks every semester. Teachers' unions argue the measures overreach and divert funds from classrooms. Parents counter that no price outweighs child safety. Meanwhile, victim families, however, focus on therapy bills and security details. Boys fear online retaliation from Brittany's handful of diehard supporters convinced she's framed. Yet amid legal fees and policy debates, one truth lingers. A single screenshot sparked the unraveling of an abused web hiding inches from every parent's doorstep. So here's the verdict no gavel can finalize. Were there warning signs, late-night DMs, sudden gift splurges, unexplained motel bills that adults ignored until a mask slipped? Or can a skilled groomer rewrite reality so smoothly that even savvy teachers miss it? Drop your thoughts below. How should schools upgrade background checks? Where must parents draw digital boundaries? And what red flags would make you hit screenshot faster than Logan did? I'll be in the comments, ready to read every strategy. Because next semester, another kid might face the same pop quiz, and your insight could be the answer key. Give us a like, and don't forget to subscribe.